morning, Mai-Liis.
Good morning, Julia, and how are you today?
I'm okay.
I was thinking before we came on, how many times do we get asked that question and we kind of do, I'm all right, but you're really
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, okay. Well, if you want an honest answer, I'm not okay.
So that, like, we can probably talk about this for an hour, right? Just,
Oh, we'll try. No,
I think, I
I'm
think we,
tired.
yeah,
Mm,
me, I'm just
I'm just
exhausted too.
exhausted.
And I told you I hadn't slept for a few days. I'm just blah, and that's not me because usually, like, as secret chicks, we're positive, and we've got to get back to upbeat or something somehow. I don't
It's
know.
just it's really hard in this atmosphere,
Hmm.
to find stuff. Like, I get up every day and I try to do gratitudes, and
Yeah.
I bring up what I'm thankful for, and yeah, I'm thankful for everything I have in my life. I'm thankful that I have a roof over my head. I'm thankful that I have, food on my table,
Hmm.
but I can't help it but also worry a hell of a lot because I'm seeing, this stuff happening, and I'm thinking, yeah, I have food on my table for now, but
Yeah. For
things
how
are,
long?
yeah, things are, anyway, so hope for the best, and but prepare for the worst. That's kind of like what I'm piling food again.
No,
Like
I was.
at the
Yeah.
beginning of the beginning of the pandemic, I had, um when everybody was thinking this was such uh, a stupid thing, and it was blown out of proportion, and there was nothing about it, and I was already like, because I was watching the stuff happening in China, so,
Yeah.
and I was watching the press conferences on well, the WHO's
Hmm.
press
World Health
conferences,
Organization. Yeah.
right? So I kind of was foreseeing what was going to come our way,
Yeah.
because it's a virus, there's no way to stop it. So it's a world that's connected. This world is so connected. So anyways, I was piling food and buying N95s, and Sheldon too, like we
Oh, I
were
know. I
we
know.
were
He was actually
preparing.
saying we were preparing, and we were quite well prepared. Like when they were all fighting over toilet paper and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
We
mean, I
didn't. We
had
were not even
packed
going to
that up.
stores.
Right.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when the lockdown happened, I was golden,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Us
was
too. We were the
golden, ready to
same.
go.
Yeah, because Sheldon follows all that all the time too, as well as the weather, which has kind of been weird there
Yeah.
for
But,
a few days.
I was seeing apocalyptic scenarios in my head, and I was
Me
even
too.
considering buying a gun, because I'm thinking, if this gets really bad, people are gonna start, fighting each other for the food they have in their homes and shit.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
anyways, now I'm back at that freaking level, because I'm thinking, food prices are going up and there's shortages on shelves, and
Yeah.
so anyway, I'm just, yeah.
I know. We're just like, yes, we're getting. I think everybody's getting tired of this whole
Super
scenario, but it's
tired.
still real. It's still there. It's not gone anywhere. But anyway, I've been posting. Like I've just had a rough few days too. Can't sleep. There's a lot of other stuff on my mind, of course, but I've been posting like positive thoughts and this and that on my Facebook, trying to kind of
Mhm.
build my motivation back up. And then yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, it was kind of a silly, goofy thing, but it's a little baby porcupine eating corn. I had to post that on our Facebook page. I know it was silly, but amid so much stuff about COVID and all the other stuff, I'm thinking, oh, this is really going to change people's outlook because it's so cute. You have to go see it. You can't help it. This little thing is got this corn in its fingers and it's just munching away. I'm like, not quite the thing we post on our media site, but
Yeah.
every now and then you got to have something like that to kind of just completely distract you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does.
And yeah, we try to keep it fun and
Yeah.
post some stuff, but I've been posting the numbers, and I have a bone to pick today with the government and the way they are displaying the numbers. Um I'm like, I'm really pissed off because I've tried to push for better metrics because what
Mm-hmm.
we're getting, okay, so now that they're not testing anymore, we're not going by the amount of cases that there are in the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know, they're giving the hospitalization numbers, and that's what they're going to be doing from now on, is they're going to be looking at hospitalizations to make any decisions. So if schools
Mm-hmm.
remain closed, if there's more restrictions, less restrictions, that's going to be our gauge. It's going to be the hospitalizations.
Yeah.
However, all we get right now is there's that many hospitalized and that many in ICU, and that's not enough. We need better metrics. Like the people need to know, okay, so there's this many people hospitalized.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they hospitalized? Are they hospitalized with COVID or because of COVID? um how old are they? Are they
Yeah.
really old people or are they young?
Yeah.
What's their vaccination status? And if they are vaccinated, do they have 2 or 3 doses? We need to know if that third dose is working or not.
Yeah.
um I just find that we're flying in blind, and the government is really happy to keep us blind like this, especially the media. And I've sent emails to the health unit last week because I think we need better metrics, and I'm going to be pushing for better metrics. But yeah, it's just it's frustrating because um, now what happens is that the narrative, like, I don't want to stop publishing the numbers, because then I'm going to be told, oh, now that the numbers not going your way, you don't want to post the
Yeah.
numbers, because there's more
Exactly.
vaccinated people at this point that are in hospital than non-vaccinated people.
Yeah.
um so I don't want to stop publishing the numbers, but then at the same time, the whole slew of anti-vaxxers is taking this metric and
Mm-hmm.
using it to prove that vaccines don't work, when in actuality, it is still a lot of unvaccinated people that are in ICU. It
Yeah.
still prevents you from getting a really bad case of COVID. Like, doctors are saying that the sickest of the sickest are the ones who are non-vaxxed. And
Okay.
yes, there are some vaccinated people that are in the ICU as well, but their cases are not as bad as the unvaccinated people. Anyways, so yeah, better metrics. What difference does it make how old they are? A life is a life. Yes, a life is a life. I agree, but if they're older and have pre-existing conditions, that's a
Exactly.
hell of a difference than if they're 20 and triple vaccinated. I
Yeah.
mean, we need clarity. So, anyways.
That's the word. We need clarity.
Clarity, yeah.
And that's kind
Why
of been,
in the dark? Like I'm so pissed off with the Ford government right now. Like, it's just I'm anyway. Don't get me going there.
yeah, it's best to stay away from it.
Mm,
That's why, yes, as media, we have to post all that and we have to, be up with the facts, but there's no black and white. It's a lot of gray in between right now, I find it's been like that all along, though, for a lot of this.
yes, they're still in the hospital, but are they hospital because of COVID, or um got tested and turned out positive?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's another metric we need to know. It's just like for example, like, and I'm getting pissed off with the media myself. Like, we're media, and I'm getting pissed off with the media because last week headlines were saying that 2 kids died um, with COVID. The wording
Mm-hmm.
was 2 kids die with COVID in hospital, a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. That's great. That's awesome. Like, that's great. You're posting that. Oh, why are you posting this? Because now it's creating panic.
Yeah.
People are freaking out. Kids are dying, but
Yeah.
dying with COVID is completely different than dying of COVID. And it's
Uh,
clickbait. You click on the title and then you go in the article and it says, well, they haven't determined why he died yet.
yeah,
Well,
no, you're right.
that's
And that's the thing is, like the
That's that's that's
titles. It's clickbait because yeah, you get a title
that's
like
just
that, so
great. You
then go
gotta
check
click.
it.
Yay, you gotta click. Yay, you know.
Yeah, yeah, you
Anyways,
gotta find out
it's
what it is. But I know
yeah.
anybody that goes into the hospital, because I know with my mother, like she's had a few issues with her heart, so she goes in and they test you right away for COVID. So you've gone in with something else. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. How
This
many
is
in the
something else.
ICU are there for heart attacks, broken
Yeah,
bones, like,
but
and
they
how many are
tested
really there
positive.
because they have COVID pneumonia? Like
Yeah,
what I've been reading is that doctors are saying that they're seeing very few in this wave. They're seeing very few of this COVID pneumonia that most people had back in the day, like
yeah,
back in the first and second wave. So why are they hospitalized? We need to know all this stuff.
yeah.
Anyways,
Like you say, they could be hospitalized for COVID or just for a heart attack and test positive for COVID.
hmm
So
it's it makes a difference. It paints a clearer picture. Let's get a clear picture of what's going on, because
yeah,
if Omicron is really nothing, it's just a cold and everybody is fine and not getting hospitalized because of it, well then maybe we need to, I don't know, let it rip.
and get that herd immunity going, and everybody gets it, and it just
I'm just
lingers.
so tired. I want life to be back to normal, but
Yeah, well, like Sheldon says, everybody gets it. It lingers around like a cold or the flu, and it's just one of those things that we live with anyway. So
yeah, but the other thing that I've been hearing too is that you know, kids who are being hospitalized because of COVID, they're getting higher chances of having asthma and breathing issues and diabetes even.
oh
So
geez,
they're getting at higher risk to develop complications. And then again, there's the long COVID. We don't
yeah,
know where that's going, so I'd rather not have it.
yeah. Well, there's so many things that we don't know.
It's easy to
So
want to throw in the towel and say, let it rip, but in reality. Okay, next topic.
all
So
right, okay,
banana tea.
change,
So you
change
couldn't.
the subject. Change the subject. It's Christmas.
It's not Christmas anymore, but that's so cute.
Oh, this song will be your MC. It's time to get up and decorate the tree. All year long
So
we wait for the day when Santa flies in the sky with his sleigh. It's cold out, but not to worry. We got in a hurry. It's the season of saving to be happy and cheer. I hope this basket fits will clear. Break it down. There we go. All right,
so
that's
so
broken that subject. Good.
it was my birthday last week, and Mai-Liis brought me a gift, and she got me this big bag. It was full, like a huge bag, and it was full of gnomes, like packed with gnomes for every occasion. Halloween gnomes, um,
Valentine's gnome.
Valentine's gnomes, Christmas gnomes. Like there were gnomes, like gnomes for days,
Yeah,
and
you can.
gnomes for life.
Yeah, some of the gnomes you can use for many different seasons, but you did mention that you were not finding too many gnomes, so I said, "Aha,
Gosh,
idea."
you sure found a hell of a lot of them. Anyways, so I put them everywhere in my house, and that really brightened my day. Thank you so much, my
Well,
Lise.
you're welcome. This is the latest one I had picked
Yeah.
up, and I thought, "Oh my god!" I put it on the floor for the cats and laughed because all of a sudden this thing is like it walks in circles, right, and sings.
Oh, it does.
No, yeah. All of a sudden the cats kind of come out of nowhere and like smell it, and then it walks towards them, and they jump like they do when you put a cucumber behind them or something. It's hilarious. I'm sorry, but that's how I humor myself.
Yeah.
So
So, banana tea.
yeah. So what happened was this morning I got up again, and last night another sleepless night. I've been like tossing and turning, tossing and turning. Look beside me, cats are all sleeping. I'm going, what is going on here? So this morning, first thing on Facebook, I see banana tea. Have you ever heard of banana tea before?
No, I have not.
I don't know. All the time these little tidbits come up, so you wonder if they're true or not. So what happens is bananas have potassium And I wrote some notes, by the way. I'm looking at magnesium, and that relaxes the muscles. So they also contain, and I can't don't know if I'm saying it, tryptophan, serotonin, and melatonin. And melatonin is helps with sleep, right?
Yeah.
So this girl was saying that you take a banana, wash it off really, really well, cut the two ends off, and then cut the banana into segments and put it in boiling water and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And then pour that into a
With the
cup.
peel?
Yeah, with the peel, the whole banana. Just cut the ends off and make sure you wash that peel really well, like wash the outside. And pour it into a cup if you want to add a little bit of cinnamon for taste, and then drink that before bedtime. And it's supposed to help you sleep. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I can't see that it can do any harm, but I
Worth
might
a
try
try.
it. Yeah, you were saying that you take
I just take
melatonin.
melatonin. Yeah, once
Yeah,
in a while, once in a blue moon. If I can't sleep, I'll pop a melatonin.
and it seems to work like right away.
It takes a while, so you take it like I take it probably like 30 minutes before I want to go to bed.
Okay.
And yeah, so and then I take it and then it does a good job at keeping me asleep.
Yeah, I may try something like that because it's been about 4 nights. I'm just tossing and turning, and then you know how it goes after that. You
Hmm.
start getting cranky and tired and not positive. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Has anybody else tried banana tea? Anybody out of our listeners? It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, just let us know if you have ever tried banana tea. And let us know as well. So last week we had to start the year we had Betty Healy with us, and she spoke about finding narrowing down on one word for the year that you want to focus on, and the process of finding that word. And so, did you find a word? What's your word for the year?
I don't, you know what? I still can't think of anything, but I know she had told me self compassion should be a word for me. And I questioned her the other day on that too. And it's true. I think it just means being easier on yourself, not as
Yeah.
critical and stuff. And I thought, why would she think of that word for me? You know, I seem to be positive and I seem to be okay. But the more I think of it, with like say with the passing of my father and my oldest son Christian at 33, I've been beating myself up for quite a few days now, like questioning a lot of stuff, as probably is normal when you're grieving. But I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why she detected that or something.
Hmm.
And but it's true. Like, I mean, we've been beating ourselves up for a long time over over issues that we can't really control. You and I both know that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I like your word. Actually, that would apply to me, balance, because trying to balance everything in life and get a kind of a good balance is important.
Yeah. To me, like it's more like because I the other word for me would be boundaries as well, because I'm really bad with boundaries. I
Yeah.
establish boundaries, and I let people walk all over my boundaries, and that goes everywhere in my life, from my husband to my kids to my clients to to my work. Like I
Yeah.
let everything take over. Like I don't I don't put myself first in a lot of situations. So I let people take over, and then I kind of neglect my own needs,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
that's exactly how I am
So I
too.
need to balance that.
Yeah.
I need to and one thing that's stuck with me that she said is no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
that is golden. Like,
Yeah.
and I've been using it this week. Like, I've been using
Good.
no. I've been using the no. Like, I'm like, no, not doing that, you know.
Yeah.
So balance, and the other word would be
Boundaries.
boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that applies for a lot of people though. And especially the word no, because you always feel like you have to give a reason,
An explanation, like
an
it's usually
explanation.
you say no, and then you'll go into the explanation as to why you're not going to do something. Well, you don't have to explain anything to anyone. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Nose, no. Yeah, I like that too because we need to use that a little bit more
Mm,
in
yep.
uh, in our lives, in our work lives, and everything. Because we
How
don't.
about
I'm the same
how
as you.
about you viewers? Do you have issues saying no to people, or is no a complete sentence for you? I'd like to know. Hey,
Yeah,
so yeah, so banana tea. No, yeah, it's worth a try.
yeah. I'm just gonna look at my phone. I don't usually like to, but I know it's my dentist that called me twice.
Oh,
So I don't.
you have a dentist appointment?
Well, I don't know. She usually calls to let me know. So I don't think I have one, but
Maybe you're supposed to be there right now.
I'm not sure. I don't think I am. Isn't
Um,
that awful? My life kind of got turned upside down, and so a lot of stuff is like just I can't function properly. I'm
mhm.
just trying to put things back in place now and get back together. But
Grief is it's a tricky play. It's a tricky thing, and
yeah,
it hits you differently. It hits everyone differently, but it's also like it's a delayed. It's like a time bomb
yeah,
almost, right? Like I remember last year when my mom passed away. It was I had no feelings about it, like for probably a month or two,
yeah,
and then it hit me. Like
yeah,
it really hit me, and I saw somebody and a counselor and spoke about the whole situation. I had a
yeah,
very strange relationship with my mom, so it's kind of, but yeah, you put things in perspective for me and helped a lot. But yeah, it's just but that one, when my father passed away, I mean, I was a daddy's girl and my dad was everything,
yeah,
like, and I had a hard time with it, and it was immediate, like immediately it was kind of like I had lost part of me.
yeah. I was gonna say big
um
part of you.
but it was bearable. And then um when my mom passed away, uh what I find out is that, so I had a complicated, let's, Facebook would put it that way, it's
Complicated
complicated.
relationship.
I had a very complicated relationship with my mom, and when she passed away, what died was not only her, but it was the possibility of mending that relationship.
Yeah.
So there was no longer any possibility for me to fix this anymore. And being a control freak that I am,
Mm-hmm.
this was really, really hard to accept. Um, anyways, that was my
Yeah.
experience for
I
with that.
remember. I remember that you going through that. And I know with me, with my dad passing in October, we kind of were prepared for it
Yeah.
because we knew it was coming. But with Christian on the 24th of November, right after that, it was completely sudden and completely unexpected. Cornwall's Pikachu. Oh, guess what?
Morning.
Good morning, Cornwall's Pikachu. But yeah, it was so sudden and unexpected, and we didn't have a chance to even say our
Say,
goodbyes,
say
nothing.
goodbye,
And that
right?
is what's hard for me, I think,
Yeah.
at this point. And also the fact that at any given time I could just pick up the phone and call my son and we could chat and I'm like, I can't do that anymore. Yes, I've got him here, with his urn, and I talk to him all the time because they say that even though the person has gone, they can still hear. So keep talking to them. And that's what
Hi,
I've done.
Virginie. That's my long time friend, like my childhood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my childhood's best friend. How are you doing
Nice.
today? I hope you're staying safe. J'espère que ça va bien là-bas. Avec she works in a long-term care home.
Oh, boy.
So, hope your third dose is done.
Yeah, scary
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, they must be so tired.
Well, you see the pictures and they're just exhausted
Yep.
because so
I wanna
many.
I wanna actually share this little picture that I saw this morning that I thought was very representative of what's going on right now.
Mhm.
Let me just share my my screen. Where is it?
Like
Is
from
that the
the
one? Yeah.
outside, we hear all these things and stuff, but unless you're actually in the hospital and seeing how they operate, it's hard to visualize how tired they really are.
Yeah. So this guy's calling for the nurse, and the nurse is in the bed beside him.
Yeah,
But that's what's happening right now.
it
Like a
is.
lot of I know our hospital was hit hard.
Yeah,
I know like 2 weeks ago we had like 40 people had tested positive for COVID, and
yeah.
then they had to kind of postpone some surgeries and stuff. And yeah, so they're getting
I know.
hit hard.
Well, my mother was, when was she in the hospital? It would have been last September when both my parents were in, and then my mother was in after that a little bit. But again, the nurses, even at that point, were run ragged. Like they were just
Hmm.
completely running. So you felt so bad for them. And now
Hmm.
it's probably worse. I mean, it's another so many months in and they're tired.
Hmm. Yeah.
But even though they were tired and run ragged, I was so impressed at how they were just doing their job so well. You know, they were still so caring, and because after so being so tired, you tend to get cranky and short tempered and impatient. But somehow they were still keeping up their caring attitude. So,
Yeah.
and like I
Yeah.
said, from the outside, it's great. But when you're actually in there and seeing how they work, it's a total different thing.
It's unbelievable how they are out of energy. Like they're totally drained and they
Hmm.
still giving, you know?
Hmm.
Like it's like their batteries is, and yet they still pour out
Yeah.
to people. It's like they're doing a fantastic job, and I'm so thankful for each and every single one of them. And
Yeah. Nurses and doctors both
I
are
and
exhausted.
long-term care workers, and
Exactly.
and paramedic. Well, speaking of paramedic, did you see that this weekend? Toronto paramedics. There were no paramedics available on. I think it
Oh
was
my
Saturday
goodness.
night. Everything, like they had no paramedics to go to
Oh my
people.
goodness.
Like they were overloaded, completely overloaded. Like there was nothing, and they had probably some people isolating because of COVID, and so they had some short. They probably were short staffed, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, it was no paramedics.
Oh, that's like
So
that's
if you had a
scary.
heart attack, you better find your way to your hospital yourself.
Yeah, that's a scary
Crazy, huh?
situation.
Yeah. That goes to what we were saying last week, where what happens if we talked about this very thing. What happens if the paramedics are out? What happens if the police is out? What happens if the firemen are out? You know. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
so
Oh,
Virginie is saying they have an outbreak at her job, and
oh,
yeah, but she's got her 3 doses, so she's good.
wow.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, anyways,
Okay.
so
Okay, let's find another subject. Do I have to play my gnome
keep.
again? Wait, wait, wait. There we
All
go.
right.
All right.
Okay.
It's not Christmas, but it kind of breaks the we get
The
into that
mood.
talking about it. So
Yeah,
yeah, let's
I
dance
know.
with
I
it.
just keep going back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's because it's there again. It's there.
So
And
nobody has told me their word for the year. Anybody have found a word for the year? You can post it in the comments, and we'll talk about it.
yeah, I was like I say, I kept thinking about that self compassion, and that's probably a good word for me.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I never thought that I was really hard on myself, but I guess there are times that I am, and very critical. I mean, we're very critical of our layout of the
But you can't
graphic.
do that. You can't do that to yourself.
I know, and I think that's kind of been eating away at me. So I have to kind of change that attitude right now.
Yeah.
It's just and my youngest son says too, like if only he could step back and change some stuff and this and that, but we can't. We all know that we can't.
Yeah.
So it's all one of these. I've got to just say that's it. Wait a minute. Chuck it? How is that? Chuck it in the fuck it bucket and
Sometimes
move
you gotta
on?
chuck it in the fuck it bucket and move on. Yeah.
I got you that sign. That's just came to mind.
No,
Yeah.
mine says I don't have a bucket list, but my fuck it list is a mile
Oh,
long.
yeah. I'm sorry. Bleep, bleep, bleep those swear
Bleep,
words
bleep,
out.
bleep.
But you
Oh,
know
that's the
what?
beauty
Makes
of
you,
the internet. We don't have to bleep anything.
but it kind of makes you smile and change direction. That's
Yeah.
kind of what we need. So,
Yeah.
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 We're both
It's
smiling a little bit now.
yeah. So hey, there was a huge fire in New York City. Did you see that?
I didn't. I've kind of stayed away from all that. Was it on Facebook or
It
where
was
did
all
you
over
see
the
that?
news. There's actually
I
19
didn't
people
see.
died
Oh,
and 9 kids.
oh,
Again, with the bad news. I'm sorry.
get away from it. Get away from it.
No, but it's
I'm
sad. It
I
was an
am. It
apartment
is
building and
sad. It is sad. I mean, we had a fire, and I know how scary that is. Luckily, with the fire next door last January, almost a year ago now,
mm-hmm.
it nobody got hurt, but fire, it's just horrible. It's got to be the worst thing. And then the aftermath, like for months, we went through and went through stuff that was partially burnt, and that was so discouraging.
Oh, all your
But
memories and stuff,
the
eh?
memories, yeah, just stuff like that. A lot of stuff you can't replace. So,
Mm-hmm.
but again, it also put us behind 4 months with our tiny house build. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why right now the roof should be on, and he's just starting to build the roof rafters. So that was devastating. But a fire, I don't wish that upon anybody. It's the first fire I've experienced, and it's just awful the damage.
I can't believe he's still out there working on the house in this weather.
Well, right now we've got the basement is all closed in. The electricity panel is all done. We've got electricity there, so we've got huge beams that are going to be going across the ceiling. So he's carving those right now, so he can do
Mm-hmm.
those downstairs. So he's not outside working because it's
Okay.
it's too cold. It's too brutal outside.
Yeah.
So he is inside in the basement and he's working there. So he's fine. But I'm just not sure because those roof rafters that he's building are really, really steep. So I'm not
Mm.
sure how we're going to manage getting those up. But he's got
Ah, you'll
plans.
figure it out.
He's
Yeah.
got plans. Yeah. So the tiny house, I haven't posted anything. A lot of people are wondering. It's still going. We're still doing it. It's slow going because basically Sheldon is the one building it.
It's a
So
one-man job.
it's a one man job, and that's kind of how we wanted it.
Mm.
We're sticking to a budget. The well will be put in and the septic, which won't be something we can do. But again, like the weather's too cold for a lot of that stuff right now. So we have to wait for the spring.
That's kind of cool though, because then you're gonna be able to be off the grid if you want to.
Yep. Yeah, we
You're
can
gonna
do
have
that
like
too.
room to grow veggies and have
Yeah,
a
and I
few
think with the way
chickens.
with the way the world is going,
You're
it
gonna have
may
a
be
few
a good
chickens to
thing.
make your eggs,
I don't know.
provide you with eggs,
He's thought about chickens, goats. He's thought about that.
cows,
I don't know. That's kind of sounds like a lot of work.
pork. Yeah.
It is a lot of work. I mean, it's nice to go pick the eggs, but you got to look after the chickens and all that stuff too. So I don't know yet.
Yeah, people don't want to work anymore for anything. It's like, it's too much work.
Oh, I mean, I don't mind that kind of thing, but again, like you've got to build buildings for them to go in and stuff like that. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about for work.
Hmm.
I mean, looking after them is nothing. But you got to have things in place for them too. So you
Yeah,
can't
I
just
was kind
leave
of
them
looking into
outside.
it last year because I kind of wanted to get me some chickens, but in the city parameters, you can't.
Oh, you can't. You can't even have them like in a little chicken house in a
Mm-mm.
shed
No,
kind of thing.
no, not in
Wow.
not in the vicinity of Cornwall.
I know where Sheldon used to live on Delaney Road in Martintown. The people that bought his old house, they have chickens, but
Hmm.
they're like in the country, and these chickens are just walking around the house. It's kind of cute to see. They have a little hen house in the backyard, but they're just walking in the front yard and
Yeah,
the backyard, and
yeah. The only thing I'm allowed to have here is freaking mice.
from what I hear, you do have some of those.
Oh my God, My-Liis, I want to tell you something. I'll tell you after the show because yeah. I'll tell you after the show.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
Keep me
God,
in.
something happened last week and I'm like, oh gosh, I was so grossed out.
Oh, well, keep me in suspense and talk to me about it
Hmm.
after.
Hmm. But I live in a really, really old house.
Yeah.
My house was built in 1893. So, mice is a common stuff that we get once in a while. Although I haven't seen one in, like I have my traps set all the time. I
Hmm.
constantly keep traps. But I haven't seen a mouse in, I want to say, a good 3 months.
Well, out
But
at the
that worries
property.
me. That worries
Well,
me.
oh, really?
Yeah,
So
because
where are they?
normally if the mice go, it's because I got something bigger in the house.
Oh, geez. Well,
So,
we've got our trailer out at the property, and last year, like we do have traps there too because Sheldon's not out there all the time right now.
mhm.
But this year we haven't seen any either. It's
No?
kind of nice. Last year he had a few. Of course, I can't even go in there until he's checked all the traps and everything's okay because I can't deal with that. Mice and birds, I can't do it. But
Yeah.
I was so I'm trying to stay away from negative. But the other day too, I have my wildlife. Like say, I love my birds and my squirrels, and I've got thrushes right now. They're just beautiful. I thought they were blackbirds. They're completely speckled. My mother said they're thrushes, and I get like about six of them at a time fighting over the food containers. Anyway, the other day I went out and something had got something. I'm not sure what it was, but whatever was left was on the back deck. So it's like, Sheldon,
Mm.
come and clean this up. Feathers everywhere, the whole bit.
Oh.
And then for a couple of days I had no birds. I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm not gonna have birds. They're all scared because I had like a vulture type bird at one point sitting
Mm.
on the fence, and I thought, well, what if that has come back again?
Mm.
But 3 days later, the birds started coming. So, but it was so sad.
Oh.
Like I say, I'm not sure what kind of bird it was because there was nothing really left but a bunch of feathers and a little bit of other
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah.
it's so sad.
Ah,
But that's the way it goes.
your house is an old house too, right?
It is. It is. I'm
What?
not even sure
ju-
how old it is, but it
Yeah.
is an older house.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Anyway.
two-story old house, which I love at Christmas because we always had brand new homes in the past, and I'd always wanted a two-story with a banister that I could put the garland down, and I
That's what
haven't.
I
And
have
so
it. Mine stayed all year last year. I
I
forgot to
still
take
got
it
mine up.
down. Mine is still up too. I took my tree down yesterday, finally.
Oh, I did mine on the 6th, Little Christmas.
Yeah,
That's when mine
no, I
comes
took
down.
mine down yesterday, and but I left my garland on the banister. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna stay there all year again.
Well, I left my garland because you know what? It's just a garland with pine cones, and mine has red cardinals in it.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, for Valentine's, you could hang hearts,
Mhm.
Easter eggs, like, because that's the first thing my daughter said too. I said, I took everything down. She goes, but your garland's still there. That's not down. I'm like, maybe I could incorporate it to
With
different
other, yeah, there's some people that do
celebrations.
that. They keep their tree up all
I
year and then
know.
they redecorate it for every occasion. So they'll put hearts for Valentine's
Yeah.
Day and then they'll go into Easter eggs with for Easter and
St. Patrick's, you can put stuff
yeah.
up in between. What
Hmm.
else can you? Oh, you got Halloween. You can decorate for quite a lot of
Halloween for
stuff.
sure. Like I have Halloween gnomes that could go in there.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, so some people do that and keep it up all year.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I could kind of do that one, but I have my
But the garland
hibiscus.
is easy.
Yeah, garland is easy. I have my hibiscus tree too because again, it's a patio hibiscus that stays in over the winter. It's like 12 years old. It goes out in the summer, comes in before the first frost. And that's what I do with that too. Like, right now I've got snowflakes in it
Hmm.
because it's still snow out. And then I'll put hearts and I'll do the Easter and stuff like that too with that. So that's kind of my Christmas tree until the summer comes.
Yep.
What are you fishing for down
I
there?
was trying to find. I got something in the mail from the government of Canada last
Oh,
week, and like we don't have enough to worry about now. This thing was talking about Radon.
mm,
So
I
I
got
didn't
it
even.
too.
Did you get it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if I kept it or what. Yeah, here.
There you go. Oh, not radon. Okay,
Radon
so
gas in your home.
sorry, radon. So this radon thing is apparently the leading cause of lung cancer
Hmm.
after um, smoking
Yep.
or secondhand smoke, whatever,
It says
and
it's the number one cause of lung cancer in
in
non-smokers.
non-smokers. Okay, so see, and apparently it's in your home. I'm like, oh my god, like really, I gotta worry about that now. So they urge you to go and get these tests
Mm-hmm.
to test your house for radon. And I mean, it is the government of Canada is their logos on there, so I'm assuming it's
It's
associated
legit.
with yeah, I'm assuming it's legit. I hope it's legit. Anyways, so when you go on a website and you look at all the places you can order these tests, so these tests come in a little box, and then you put that little box in your home for like 3 months, and then you send it back to the lab, and then they will send you back the results, but it has to stay for 3 months. So
Okay. Yep.
instant gratification being a big thing nowadays. We can't wait no more. Like nobody wants to wait in the time of Amazon where you can get your package the next day.
Yep.
So I started researching it, and I found one that is linked to your phone. Of course, it's not a $20 thing because those little tests are about $30, and you
Mm-hmm.
just put them in your home, and then you send them back, and you get your results. But you gotta
Yep.
wait. So these other ones are not that cheap, but it's instantaneous. So you put it in
Yep.
your home, you get the results on your phone. Of course, I bought that.
Oh, you
I'm
did
get
get it.
Yeah, I'm getting it I think it's tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll see how it goes, but you know. And then of course if there is radon in your home, then you have to remediate that. And then
Yeah.
that's going to be a $2,000 to $4,000 job.
Yeah.
So I hope
It
it's
gives,
legit.
yeah, because it gives you all the information on the websites and stuff like that to go to for
But
radon
how
levels
how
above
how
for
how we
radon
do
levels above 200, take action to reduce.
how do we not know that? Like, how do
I
we
don't
not
know.
know that? Anyways, I guess they're raising awareness about it now, trying to prevent this stuff from happening.
Here, this is Canadians are spending more time at home because of COVID-19, increasing you and your family's risk of exposure to radon gas. Now more than ever, it is important to test your home for radon.
Mhm.
Again, it's associated with COVID. Here, we're back to that now.
Mhm. Well, it's true. We're always, well, I mean, not for you and me because we were always at home, but for a lot of people, they're
Yeah.
working from home now. So, yeah.
No, that's a good point. There's a lot of people it might have got it in the mail like me and just put it aside to read later, but now I've read it. It
Yeah,
triggers
I'll
people to
let you
think
know.
about it.
My little tester there, it does more than that too, which is kind of cool because it will test for VOCs. So if the air quality is not great and there's a lot of virus in your environment, it'll
Okay.
test for that.
Okay.
It'll test for mold as well. So,
That's
and
important.
with my house, I've had leaks in the roof many times, and um so I'm mold is a big deal.
Yeah.
So it'll give you a picture of your overall air quality, which is good. And
Yeah,
in other good news, Bob Saget passed away yesterday.
that's
He
not
was
good
only
news.
65. No, I know I'm being facetious because, it seemed to be Monday morning demotivation today. it's not,
I know, it's awful. Do I
it's
need to
not,
get my gnome dancing again? It's terrible. We try to
it's,
get motivated, and that's why we started this show. And today, it's tough to get out of
it is
that.
tough. And we need to get back to our taste testing. I
Yes,
was
we
going to
do.
ask you today to go to Mr. Puff's and get some Mr. Puff so we could try it, but they open uh, only at 10, so that would not have worked, sadly.
Would have had to have gone yesterday or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we're working on our February issue. So again, like it's so tough because again, restaurants are associated with Valentine's. Restaurants, poor restaurants are down to what?
Speaking of restaurants, did you see what happened to Schnitzels this weekend?
Yes, I saw
Oh
that.
my
People
God,
are
like
putting in fake orders. That's
people,
awful.
that is so lame. Like, I mean, beyond lame. They are hurting already. They're hurting so bad.
Yep.
If you place an order, please go get it. So, for those who don't know, what happened is um, three orders on Saturday night, I think it was. Three orders that were placed at Schnitzel's were never picked up. So, all that food went to waste and they didn't get paid. Like, they changed their policy now. You're going to
Yeah.
have to pay in advance, which is just good
Not,
because I
yeah.
mean
Not pay.
you
Not
can't
to.
obviously you can't trust people.
Yeah. Pay on
But how
pickup or
lame.
delivery. Jesus, and they didn't sound like they were small orders either.
No, I mean, it was amounting for, I think he said $300 total. Like,
Yeah.
those are big orders. That's, you know please
I don't
don't
know.
hurt our poor restaurants who are already really hurting.
Exactly. Now we're back to what takeout and delivery.
Yeah. And I started doing skip the dishes and DoorDash, by the way.
Yes, you said. So how's that going?
Well, I've done it only a couple of times
Okay.
so far, and I'm doing it more for my son. So if I'm going out, I'm going out with him. So I
Yeah.
give him the money for college, and so
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
drive around and he'll go and deliver the orders. But yeah, no, it's just kind of fun thing to do, different, to change my mind, keep my
Yeah.
mind off COVID.
Yeah. Kind of force you to go out of the house
Yeah,
and not be panic stricken.
yeah.
So
What did I want to say though? Masking. That's the other thing. That's the other thing that people are talking about a lot these days is that with Omicron, this mask, this cloth mask policy should be
mhm.
revised, and everybody should really up their masking
Mhm.
situation. I wrote something a couple of weeks ago about it. um, there was a graphic that I posted. Let me check if I can
Well,
find
did you
it.
not put it? I think how to wear a mask properly. That's not it, eh? You had
No,
put
no, no, no,
something
no.
in the January secret. But I picked these ones up, and these ones I'm noticing a lot of people are wearing these. These are KN95s.
Yeah, KN95s are good.
So I had picked those up. I wish I picked up more because right now, I mean, this is basically what you see people wearing the white ones.
Yep.
I picked these up when I was in Calgary. I picked up a few packs of those at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
So
So here's the graphic. So this just explains why your cloth mask should be replaced,
yeah,
and you should up your thing to either a surgical mask or an N95. Like the N95s are really optimal.
yeah,
Now, that being said, this chart was made for different variants. So Omicron is more contagious, so the time would be lessen than what it is here. But look at this. So if you have two people that have nothing on, all it takes is 15 minutes of exposure, and then you would definitely get COVID.
hmm
So if somebody is infected, the other person's not infected, in 15 minutes you'd get COVID.
Hmm.
So that's kind of nice because then you know that if you're just going in passing in a store or something, very low chances that you would get COVID because you're not sharing that same air with that same person, that infected person, for a
Hmm.
long period of time. Um, Same thing if you're crossing paths with somebody outside and you don't have a mask, chances are almost next to nothing that you would catch COVID. But as you go up, so if you have, for example, a surgical mask, like the person who's not infected is getting a surgical mask and the person who's infected has a surgical mask, then your time frame would be an hour.
Okay.
So you could be with that person in the same room for an hour before you catch COVID,
Oh,
before you
okay.
get a dose that would be infectious, like
Yeah.
enough of the virus to be infected. If you go to N95s, if both wear N95s, then you're looking at 25 hours in the same room before you actually have an infectious dose of COVID.
And really, how often does that happen with
Right.
somebody?
Yeah. But I mean, let's say you're gathering with family and you're all wearing N95
Hmm.
masks in your home, then you know, you'd be protected.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're wearing nothing, in 15 minutes somebody would get COVID.
Yeah.
You
Now, I
know,
mean, N95 is one thing, but the ones that usually you pick up, like this kind of thing, and the white ones are KN95. So they're just
it's
a
the
little
same.
bit of
It's
a,
it's equivalent.
it's equivalent?
The
Okay.
KN95s are equivalent to the N95s respirators,
That's
and
what I
and
thought.
and what we're talking about here, when they put on the chart N95s, they're talking about the non-fit because okay, um, healthcare workers, one of the big things with N95s at the beginning was that people were saying, because I was buying N95s, and I remember having this discussion with a nurse who was saying, if you wear your N95 and it's not fit tested, it's not doing anything.
Hmm.
And I was
Hmm.
arguing with her, well, it's still better than a cloth mask,
Hmm.
because it is. So we're talking about non-fit tested
Yeah.
N95s that are worn by the general public here.
Yeah. And
This
those
is
are like the
your
ones I'm
time frame
showing.
for
Yeah. Like
those.
these, like this kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. They're still
But
better than a surgical mask or.
yeah.
And the important thing is to try to get a
Hmm.
seal around your face.
Yeah.
So like if I have N95s here and they're kind of different than the one you have, but
Yeah.
okay. And if I put that on, you'll see. I'll put it on and I'll remove this so just so you can see. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Okay. So if you look, there's like
Hmm.
this thing on the top of the nose. So I
Hmm.
push this in to make sure that it's
Yeah.
sealed. And this is really, really tight around my face. Like there is no gap between my skin and this. It's very, very well sealed. And if I breathe in and out, I can't feel any air coming out of it. And that's why my glasses are not fogging up right now because there's no air coming out. But anyways, this is a different kind of
Yeah.
N95s.
And you
They're
see
really
that
warm.
mine too, the KN95, it's completely because I find those blue ones, there's big
Well,
holes
that's the
here.
problem.
And
If you
then
have
I, yeah, and
the chin as
everything
well,
goes in and
right?
out. And the down here, but this thing is completely sealed to the point that if I have this on for an hour, if I'm out, I take it off and you can see the lines. They're
Yeah,
there because
yeah,
it's tight.
yeah. So, anyways,
So I feel quite safe with this one on too because nothing is going in and nothing is coming out.
yep.
But
So,
I
anyways,
had found some and I gave you one too. They were so cute. Like this is black. I've got a few
the
blue ones.
Christmas one.
And I had Christmas ones and I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't pick them all up because even the white ones I find they don't fit as well as these ones that I had bought the pattern ones. They're so good.
Yeah,
They're really tight on the face.
that's good. Um,
But back to COVID.
there's There's just not
But
getting away. There's
good information.
It's
Yeah,
good
and
information. Yes.
I'm
No.
so sad that now they say with the cloth masks, because I was so happy when we got our seeker masks. They were,
Well, you can wear them over it. That's what
yeah,
I
you
do. Like
can,
I wear my N95 and then I'll wear
and
another
you wear
mask
this
over it.
over.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now I here, yeah, because those I mean I got a filter in them too, but again, like, yeah, you can wear a double mask, but only if you want someone to see you. If you want to run in and out of somewhere, just don't put the seeker mask on, because people will find you. You can't get away from people. I've
Yeah.
tried it. Doesn't work. It's great advertising though.
Yeah. So, anyways, there is no events going on right now. Everything is put on hold. However, there are some events happening online. So, if you
Yeah.
have an event that you're holding up online, a webinar or a Zoom meeting or whatever, you can go on our website at theseeker.ca, click on events, and post your event, and we'll put it there. Um,
We are working on the February Seeker, which is the Valentine's issue. So restaurants, we will have a special page. We're trying to rack our brains on how to do it right now, because you can't. How are you going to advertise if you don't know if you're going to be open
that's
for
that's the thing, right?
walk
It's
in,
like
or
so
if you're going to
difficult
be
with.
takeout, delivery? What is going to happen by Valentine's Day? That's the hardest part.
Yeah,
Nobody knows.
yeah,
So we do have an idea, and we will be sending some stuff out to restaurants. We've got an idea of how we can maybe get around it,
yeah.
because
So
from week to week we don't know. So from month to month it's even
yeah,
harder.
we're back to square one. I was giving the analogy last week that I feel like I'm in a game of shoots and ladders, and like I was right there at the top. I was like one square or two squares away, you know, and then I hit the one. I
The
rolled the
snake,
dice and I got one, and I fell on the damn snake that goes all the way back to square one. Like,
yeah, that's
how it
exactly how
feels
it is.
like, feels like we're right back to square one.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Gail said, I am so sick of this pandemic. I wish we could all get back to the way things used to be. I know, me too. And what scares me is that, are we ever going to get back to the way things used to be completely? Like,
exactly.
I know so many
Exactly.
people who have COVID right now. It's like, it's unreal. I don't know about you, but I know at least 20 people
Yeah.
who have COVID right now. Like, personally know them.
Well, you
And
pop up
there's,
on you go on Facebook, and a lot of people are mentioning it too. So
yeah,
it's there. What I saw yesterday on Facebook, I don't know if you saw. She's a friend of mine, Megan Bingley. Her dog got out. Oh, yeah,
hi, Betty.
the snakes and ladders
Yes,
analogy. It's true.
send love to our healthcare workers. Absolutely. They
Yeah,
need it.
and send love and help to poor Megan Bingley. Her little dog got
Oh,
out
dog.
yesterday. Oh, and all I could think of, again, part of why I wasn't sleeping, this poor little dog out in that weather last night. And I was so hoping that it would have come home and they would have found it. I guess it's from a shelter, so it was severely abused, so it scared a
Mm,
man. And that's why she's saying, if you see it, please call me, because don't go near it.
they'll
It'll
run
just
away.
run away. Yeah, out in the Glen Walter subdivision area. So
Mm.
I'm so hoping that she finds this poor little dog. It was a brutally cold night last night.
Was it?
So, yeah, well, with the wind, did you not hear the wind blowing all night?
I
I was awake half the
I
night.
heard
I
a
could
little bit
hear
of
the
it.
wind, and just awful.
It's like that's the other thing about having an old house, right? Like my house is so full of drafts. Like it's
Hmm.
insane. I'm so cold all the time. My office is the worst, like especially since I replaced the windows, because I used to have like double pane windows
Hmm.
and now I change it to this other stuff. But I did I put insulation and I put like plywood in
Yeah.
front of the windows, so it's not so bad. But my door, and then I figured that my air conditioning was letting in so much air. It's
Okay.
so cold. Like I'm always cold, and the heat doesn't seem to reach as I have vents here, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to reach as well as the rest of the house for some reason. So
Yeah.
maybe it's
Well,
because I don't have a second floor on my office and the rest
okay.
of the house has a second floor, and the heat rises, so
Yeah.
it goes up. But
Well,
anyways,
my
it's
office is the
just
same scenario as yours. It's like an addition on the front, and it is cold here too. So I have
yeah,
a little electric heater running
so
when
do
I'm in
I.
here.
Yeah, it's running all the time right now, and I
Yeah.
have to keep my heater to like 78 to make it, you know, toasty in the house, otherwise I'm freezing. And it's such a hassle because the kids are like at night I turn it down quite a bit,
Yeah.
like probably to like 67, something like that, because I'm under the blankets and I don't care,
Yep.
I'm fine. But because if I don't, the kids are burning up upstairs, and then they open their window and then it's counterproductive because
Exactly.
the heater kicks in. So yeah, anyways.
Yeah, that's the thing. In the winter, it's the heating situation. In the summer, it's the air conditioning situation. There's always somewhere where you need that balance.
Yeah,
Balance.
there you go, balance.
That balance.
Try to balance it out. All right. Well, it is, My-Liis, can you believe it? It's 11:01.
Oh my God, we start at 10 saying we have nothing to talk about today.
Yep.
Nothing. What,
Mm,
how we can even make it past 10:15? We
yeah.
did it.
Well, looks like we
We
did
did
it.
it. So, folks, if you have any ideas for a taste test, please give us an email, info
Yep.
at thesika.ca, or a quick comment, because we'd love to support local, especially with the restaurants right now. We would just order it, pick it up, and then taste test it on Monday and promote restaurants, local restaurants
Yep. Like if there's
at this
a
point.
meal or something that you find is a must try in the area,
Yeah,
we'll try it.
we'll test it and try it and promote the restaurant. That's what we're all about, is promoting all the
Yep.
gems in the area.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great rest of your day. Hope we
And
were not too demotivating today.
oh, wait a minute. We'll just give you one more dance. It's Christmas. Watch the little feet. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. For this song will be your MC. It's time to get up and decorate the tree. All year long we wait for the day when Santa flies in the sky with his sleigh. It's cold out, but not to worry. We gotta get some presents in.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Have yourself a super duper week.
See you next week.
Bye.